To Keep a Promise by B.N. Rundell. Narrated by Scott Miller. 1. Discovery. The dust stifled and choked Jeremiah Thompsett as he struggled to free himself from the makeshift timbers and piles of rock that mercilessly trapped him in the blackness of the collapsed cave. Groping in the dark, he sought relief from the startling pain hammering in his left leg. Despite his efforts, his leg remained immobile under the crushing weight of the debris. He pushed and pulled without benefit of light, with every movement magnifying the agony. Jeremiah knew that if he were to be freed, he could not count on help from anyone, and he must rely on his own strength and stamina. The last sight of his friend Ezekiel was the bottom of his moccasins, as his bulk disappeared through their cabin door when he dove for cover from the attacking renegades. Ezekiel was a giant of a man, whose imposing bulk blocked out the sun with a figure that seemed bigger and blacker than the shadow he cast. His size and basso profundo voice had earned him the Indian name of Buffalo Thunder. Jeremiah had narrowly escaped into the cavern that the two of them had recently begun to use for storing their pelts and other supplies. The cabin sat a scant 30 yards from the entrance to the cave that now trapped Jeremiah in its darkness. Since they had discovered this cave, hidden behind tall and thick scrub oak growth, their intentions were to build a better cabin butted up against the opening and use the cave for storage and escape, not as his own prison. Even Ezekiel, for all his size, would have his hands full fending off the marauders that came so unexpectedly into their hidden retreat. Their assault began when they threw the powder horn charge that brought the loose rock at the entrance tumbling in on Jeremiah. The cave that the two friends were preparing for a refuge now became a dark and dusty prison. The thought of Ezekiel, outnumbered and in jeopardy, brought an even greater urgency to Jeremiah's efforts. Although he knew that Ezekiel was far more capable of handling almost any situation than was Jeremiah, the thought of losing his friend was something that Jeremiah did not want to confront. Now, as his searching had settled on a broken timber, Jeremiah ignored his own pain and wedged the timber beneath what he thought was the largest boulder pinning him down. From his awkward position, he pushed against the dark obstacle with what proved to be a futile effort. With each exertion, his
sample complete. Ready to continue?